Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the meeting to order at 6 p.m. Can I get a roll call, please?
Michael Cashman.
Present.
Thomas Wood.
Present.
Barbara Hebert.
Here.
Dana Isabella.
Here.
James Coffey.
Here.
Charles Costa.
Here.
And Catherine Kovaci is present. Skipped over you tonight.
Resolution 25, approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
Resolved that the minutes of December 14th be approved and the reading of the minutes be dispensed with.
Is there a motion? So moved. Costick, is there a second?
Second.
Isabella, any discussion? Seeing none, all's in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution carries. Is there anyone seeking to provide public comment this evening? Seeing none, I would like to recognize two of our county legislators here tonight, Wendell Hughes, and again, congratulations, Mr. Randall. It's nice to have you on the team. Thanks for being here this evening. We'll advance to Resolution 26, the abstract.
Resolved that the abstract of audited claims number 1B-2024 for 2023 in the amount of $110,773.40. Abstract 1B-2024 prepays for 2023 in the amount of $500, and number 1B-2024 for 2024 in the amount of $129,335.99. Abstract 1B-2024 prepays for 2024 in the amount of $187,820.86. Be received as reviewed by the Audit Committee, and the Supervisor is hereby authorized to pay said abstracts.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Hebert, is there a second?
Second.
Isabella, any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution carries. Resolution 27, professional services contract addendum for water wastewater district consolidation.
Whereas the Town of Plattsburgh is planning to consolidate the base water and sewer districts with the consolidated water and sewer districts, and whereas the town needs to prepare map, plan, and reports to consolidate districts, therefore be resolved that the town board does hereby authorize the supervisor to execute an addendum to the professional services agreement. It is further resolved that the supervisor is hereby authorized to sign the professional services contract addendum with LaBerge Group to be compensated $3,500 plus typical expenses. It is further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager and the water and wastewater director.
Is there a motion? So moved. Costick, is there a second? Second. Wood, any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution carries. Resolution 28, contract services with the Taverner Ryan Kearney LLP law firm to represent the town of Plattsburgh regarding district consolidation.
Whereas the Town of Plattsburgh Water and Wastewater Department is planning to consolidate the base water and sewer districts with the consolidated water and sewer districts, and whereas the town attorney has advised the town board that it would be advantageous to the town to hire a law firm to assist in the process of district consolidation for base water district and base sewer district, therefore be resolved that the supervisor, Michael S. Cashman, after full review and recommendation by the town attorney, is hereby authorized and directed to enter into an agreement with the law firm of Taverner Ryan and Kearney LLP, a qualified and reputable firm located at 18 Corporate Woods Boulevard Suite, Albany, New York, to provide legal services for the town of Plattsburgh in the matter of district consolidation. And be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager, the law firm of Taverner Ryan and Kearney LLP, water and wastewater director, and the town clerk.
Is there a motion? Moved. Wood, is there a second? Second. Costick, any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution carries. Resolution 29, purchase and Gould's pump for well 6.
Whereas the Water and Wastewater Department needs a Gould's pump as an emergency backup for well 6, and whereas procedures for purchase of commodities, equipment, or goods, and contract values requires the town to solicit price quotes for amounts in excess of $5,000, and whereas the Water and Wastewater Department requested 4 solicited prices and is requesting permission to purchase a Gould's pump, therefore be it resolved that the purchase of the Gould's pump be awarded to Emmerich Associates, the lowest bid, in the amount of $6,375, be approved, and it is further resolved that payment be made payable from the 2024 water wastewater budget account as stated here, and that a copy of this resolution be given to the Water and Wastewater Department and Budget Officer.
Is there a motion? So moved. Costick, is there a second?
Seconded.
Hebert, any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution carries. Resolution 30, 3% site plan Return deposit for Casella Building Addition Site Plan for 2022.
Whereas the Town of Plattsburgh Planning Board has reviewed and approved all requirements of the Casella Building Addition Site Plan 2022, and whereas the Planning and Community Development Department has coordinated inspection of said project and reports all requirements have been met and completed, now therefore be it resolved that the supervisor is hereby authorized and directed to release the said deposit in the amount of $2,133.87 plus accrued interest to date. It is further resolved that a certified copy of this resolution be forwarded by the Planning and Community Development Department Secretary with the return of the deposit to Stephen Fuller Excavating Inc.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Isabella, is there a second?
Second.
Costick, any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution carries. Resolution 31, annual examination of town fiscal records by audit committee.
Whereas the town board is responsible for the general management and control of the town finances, Town Law Section 64, Part 1, an important aspect of this responsibility is to provide a process to monitor and review on a routine basis the work performed by those who manage money as a part of their town duties. And whereas to improve accountability and controls over finances and records, the Town of Plattsburgh Auditing Committee and Finance Manager has reviewed the 2023 records of the town clerk, town justices, recreation, and town tax receiver as per regulation. And whereas the town clerks, town justices, recreation, and town tax receivers records were provided to the full board for their review, and whereas the review of the town records has been prepared and is presented to the town board for their review and approval. Now therefore be it resolved that the annual audit as prepared and submitted by the Town of Plattsburgh Auditing Committee be accepted and placed on file as per regulation.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Hebert, is there a second?
Second.
Isabella, any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution carries. Resolution 32, municipal property and liability insurance renewal.
Whereas it is necessary for the Town of Plattsburgh to provide risk management services and municipal property and liability insurance, therefore be it resolved that the supervisor is authorized to renew its agreement with Gallagher Insurance Agency, principally located at 2 Country Club Road, Suite 1, Queensbury, New York, to provide risk management services and as insurance broker for the town to provide municipal insurance coverage. And it be further resolved that after careful review of the town's needs and market options, the town board wishes to renew property and liability insurance for the period of January 10th of 2024 to January 10th of 2025, shall be provided by NYMIR reciprocal endorsements as warranted during said period. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager and the supervisor be authorized to sign all related documentation with NYMIR and Gallagher and Co.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Hebert, is there a second?
Second.
Costick, any discussion? Seeing none, roll call please.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Barbara Hebert,
Yes.
Charles Costick,
Yes.
Dana Isabella,
Yes.
Michael Cashman.
Yes, resolution is carried. There is a resolution in draft here tonight. I wanted to see if you did not have this in full consideration, so I wanted to explore this with you folks. This is a purchase of an AED units for parks and recreation. This falls under a new standard for safety that we're required.
Yep.
But as you know, I don't like to put a resolution before the board for full consideration. So I'd like to introduce it, give it a number, and then either vote on it tonight or at least table it for next week. So with that, resolution 33, purchase of AED units for Parks and Recreation Department.
Whereas on November 24th of 2023, New York State passed legislation, as stated here, which requires camps and youth programs to establish an AED implementation plan. And whereas as part of this plan, it requires every youth sports and youth activity have access to an AED on site. And whereas the Parks and Recreation Department would like to purchase 8 more AED units to ensure park buildings will have a unit and allow all coaches and instructors to have access to the AED units during practices, games, and programs. And whereas the Parks and Recreation Department, after obtaining 3 quotes, has determined that the AED USA is the lowest price at $8,246 for 8 AEDs, 7 alarmed cabinets, and proper AED signage. Now be it resolved that the town board does hereby grant permission to the Parks and Recreation Department to order said AED units, and the supervisor is hereby authorized to sign any related documents required for the purchase. And it is further resolved that the payment for this purchase be made payable from the 2024 safety supplies budget account as stated here, and that a copy of this resolution be given to the Parks and Recreation Department and the Finance Manager.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Isabella, Costick, is there any discussion on the item?
This is an unfunded mandate from the state, right? Along with all the other ones.
You would be correct in that.
And do did we get, how many bids do we get? Or
3.
Three.
Yep,
We did.
they met the
Yeah.
standard.
I would say, based on my experience, and I am experienced with this particular unit, especially because we have one on each one of the fire trucks, plus one in the fire station, the exact same unit, so that's a pretty good deal. $200 for 8 AEDs, you know, with cases, so, with the mounting units, et cetera, with a glass case, well, it should be, it's a basically breakaway case that's gonna be mounted in the parks buildings.
they're gonna be inside the parks?
Correct.
Park buildings?
Correct. Of which any of our coaches are gonna have access to the building, so.
Okay, so there'll be no access to these things if people just using the park.
Correct.
It's only if we have a program going on.
Correct. The requirement is for the youth
Programs.
sports. You know, and that's where the requirement is, so, that was the determination, was to put them in. And Tom, quite frankly, this is gonna be an ongoing expense, because the units themselves have an expiration. The pads that are in the unit, every unit's gonna have 2 sets of pads in it, an infant and an adult, or I should say a child and an adult, that have an expiration, so there's a cost involved with maintaining, you know, and obviously it's gonna be like checking fire extinguishers, they're gonna have a regular maintenance.
I would
What's
go,
the approximate life?
But I think it's the right thing to do, I mean, I'm in agreement.
I would go so far as to say, I don't know the lifespan of an AED, do you, roughly?
4 years.
4 years?
Is it?
So.
Some of them are 2 years. Most batteries are 4 years. It's not really the unit, it's the battery.
Yeah,
It's the batteries.
So the one thing that I would go so far as to say, Tom, is I want to give Erin a lot of credit because she jumped on this very quickly. Because unlike other municipalities, and I say this throughout the state, where some municipalities have abdicated that kind of functionality, meaning recreation, you know, they're kind of doing it through other mechanisms. Our recreation programs continue to be, you know, a platinum standard. Knowing that, she came up with a way to address the mandate. I think Erin is also very good about identifying different resources, be it through, say, CDPH Health Network, sometimes they do grants, you know, the Stewards program. So there will be other ways in which programmatically we end up offsetting some of these costs. It may not be directly for the AEDs, but our program has identified, you know, some creative opportunities. We have often said, though, that one of our wishes is to have a Friends of the Park program. You know, this is recreation, but, you know, as we continue to ongo, the PrAC committee that was developed, this certainly I would imagine being an agenda item in the future, just letting people know of the unfunded mandate, but there's a health and safety standard to this, so.
And also they have training for the usage?
Yep, the coaches will have to go through a process to,
Is it just gonna be, I understand that all the volunteers have to be able to use this for their coaching or something?
so the individuals in those programs will have to go through a coach's
And
training.
how much is that? I mean, they're gonna have to pay for that, right?
Well, they do internal trainings for them right now.
We do right now.
Yeah.
They do head trauma training, there's we run a background check on every coach, but there's also a coach's training online program that we require each one of the coaches to go through. We do reimburse them for that.
So this will be an additional thing that will be part of that.
Correct. Yeah. All right, with nothing further, is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution carries. I know of no need to have an executive session this evening. At this point, I would accept a motion to adjourn at 6:13 PM. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Hebert, is there a second?
Second.
Isabella, discussion? Seeing none, all's in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Drive safe, everyone.
Did you happen to talk to the youth commission about those? I just got money from the youth commission for the Clinton County mayor.
I know that she had some conversations with,
Okay.
we, to be quite frank, Erin and her, Mel, who was in her position before, have always had a very good relationship with the youth bureau, so I know that they've,
Fair is amazing.
yeah, had some of those conversations. I don't know if they identified that specifically because of some of the other programs that they're doing to offset, so.
Right. No, but they, I know they had money specifically for that, because that's what I got, just got with Clinton County mayors.
Well,
Like 6
you know,
meetings now.
it's one of those things where it's gonna be an ongoing issue,
Yeah.
where they're gonna have to do master purchases.
Just like Tom said though, then you've got to get these coaches, who are volunteering all the time, to go out and sit with emergency services for a day to do the training out there.
So who'd you end up going with?
AED USA.
USA.
What'd they give you for a timeline?
What'd you say?
What'd they give you for a timeline?
I don't know what the.
I don't have the full, I don't have the
No,
full
I know,
packet
I
left.
did all ours just before I left, and that was like 6 months to get them. Because they had those big
Everybody's
recalls.
ordering one,
No, they had mandatory recalls from 3 of the manufacturers, so they're so far behind.
right? Everybody's
And just
ordering
leave it roll
It's better
forever.
than our plow truck, 2 years.
Let the camera running forever.
Or
I was just gonna leave with it.
Cardiac,